Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where we, you know who we is, me and Aaron, will be talking about Drag Race, season 17, episode 5. Welcome Aaron to the review. Hey Aaron.
Hey there everybody, aunts and unks. Good to be on for another episode.
Yes, with all the live and what's that called? I don't know why I can't catch my words lately. I don't know nothing no more. With all the impromptus and it's just, I was just telling Aaron before we started, I love a good variety show. I love a good competition show. And it's just so awesome. And then a little bit of the, dragging and the reading sessions that's been going on. I really, really enjoy this episode very much.
Yeah, it's like gives us what we used to have with like the Carol Burnett show, Sonny and Cher, like a good old fact. This is the last thing that we have that resembles a variety show when they do a bunch of skits like this.
Yes.
Or SNL, obviously.
Okay, I've even watched SNL, child. I don't know how long. I think they turned over 12 times last time I seen them on a regular basis, child. Anywho. But yeah, so this episode had a little bit of the SNL in it with the annual RDR Live, RuPaul's Drag Race Live, and they had different segments. Of course, had the news segment. Then that opening segment was just awesome. I mean, everything was good, right? Mm-hmm. They had the musical guest of RuPaul doing her thing, walking backwards. RuPaul.
Oh my goodness, I know.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So, of course, we have the RDR Live, y'all. And this is the cast. You know how they do when they show. If you're not familiar with SNL, they'll first have a segment of RDR Live, and then they'll announce this is SNL, and then they'll say, here's the cast, and here's the musical guest. Of course, we got RuPaul doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
This particular opening was so good. It had a caveman motif where, of course, On Your Nerve was the mayor, I think, or the judge, where some folks some cavemen were complaining about some homos, meaning Homo sapiens.
Yep.
Coming into the neighborhood, spreading all their Homo sapien ways, like being clean, taking a bath, and being married to a man. It was just funny. Mm-hmm. And they kind of played on the fact of how folks complain about the homos being homosexuals, and there's a whole variety now, Chad. Ain't just one type. There's a whole letter situation going on. If you don't know, you better find out. But not to diminish, but I'm just saying, since they're talking about homos, the usual and customary is the homosexuals are taking over. Like, girl, really?
Yes.
So this is pretty much a play on of that. And
yes.
So they're, trying to convince the mayor to keep them away or to banish them or whatever the case may be. But of course, they come through. And I love when he come through, child. Bruno.
Oh. Yes.
Big Amy Chase, so thick self. And Lana Geray. Well, first of all, let me go back. That's On Your Nerve, right? And if you can't figure out who these people are, as cave people, on the right is Corey King. Help me out. Who on the left, child? Who is
Arietti?
Arietti, thank you.
You're welcome.
And of course, like I said, they're pleading to the mayor about all the them being disgruntled about the homos.
Yeah, and RAERAES really thought she was bringing it because she's already been criticized for her underwhelming performance. So that apparently was her really bringing it.
Now, what do you think about how Lingerie did as the blonde cave?
I think it worked, honestly, and very funny. Like, I think that it was actually turned out to be kind of smart because she didn't have to be as animated or actorly as I think Crystal Envy is, right? In general. She has such a great body that it kind of spoke for itself, and her being kind of dumb and like jiggling that breastplate was perfect.
Yes, I really loved it.
Yeah, so it worked for her. Mm-hmm. Good for her for like being aggressive about it. You know?
Okay. She was like, this is the part I want. You know how they all, if you don't know, they were all choosing their parts that they normally do for these types of things. And they sometimes argue over the part. They may have to flip a coin, whatever the case, or do a cartwheel. I don't know. But this particular scene, like you said, Lingerie was like, I want this part, and that's it. That's all. You can move on to something else.
Yeah, she was like, I'm going to take this route. I'm not even going to pretend it's any other way. Then straight up, this is mine.
And it worked. Just saying.
No, it did, honestly. And I think it was wise of Crystal to kind of just let the chips where they fell too, because it's not like the role she did was bad.
Right.
So this worked out.
Now, speaking of the next role, Jewel Sparkles on the right, Harmona Lisa in the middle, and Sam Star on the left. So they chose to do a skit on beavers. And beavers have a connotation, if you don't know, to being the female anatomy down there. And so they had the play on discussions about beavers, and also their play on about them being lesbians too. So it kind of worked the way that they were saying, or you could have a better description, because this is your field of writing and all of that. So I'm probably saying it wrong, but just how their whole line of what they're saying about it, you probably have a better.
The whole thing's like a double entendre.
Be quiet.
No, I mean, like, this is playing off of, in my opinion, off of the infamous SNL skit with Sweaty Balls, with Anna Gasteyer and Alec Baldwin and Maya Rudolph.
I didn't see that. Go ahead.
Yeah, this Maya Rudolph era, they were very like NPR, like, see how they're doing this kind of like deadpan, you know, like kind of like interpretation of taking the beaver really seriously. They were these like housewives that had a cooking show that had Alec Baldwin came on with a recipe for Sweaty Balls, because his last name was Sweaty. His name was like Charles Sweaty, and these are his Sweaty Balls recipe. Yeah, and so they were like a dessert, like a chocolate ball. I'm like, oh, I just can't wait to have those in my mouth. So this is a similar. Okay. There's a play off of this where you're going to double entendre the beaver the whole way through, just like the balls.
Yeah.
So yeah, so some people will probably recognize the reference. I certainly didn't necessarily for like everyone, but that's kind of the feeling I got. But I think they did fun. I think Jules honestly was very funny to me at first, like surprisingly funny. Yes.
I really wish that I would have known that. I probably could have come up with something more clever to say, but like I said, they all did a good job. I mean, while I was watching for the first time, I was laughing. I was just very much entertained. Like, yeah, yes. And Harmona Lisa surprised me. Like, girl, all of what she's doing is great. I'm just saying. I really want to see on that thumb drive, child.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think this one worked. I think Sam was probably the only one of the three that was a little one note, but even she did fine. It wasn't like, you know.
Right. Next, we have the RuPaul segment where, you know, she was doing her dance from her song. I didn't really like the song. Maybe it just wasn't as, you know, popping as her normal stuff is. But, you know, it was all right. She did, you know, of course, you know, she did her thing.
I mean, there's only so many songs you can come up with, pop songs you can come up with at this point. You know what I mean? But yes, this one's not my favorite.
Is it new? They were saying it is? Okay. I'm about to check it out.
She usually debuts a new single and performs it on the season.
Ah, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know for next year.
The one that you like to sing is from last year. You want to see you working with? You want to see me go off? I think.
Hustle That Cat. Girl, that's my song. I was singing that every time.
I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that's last season. Anyway, that's how it works. She rolls out a new pop song for the season.
Okay. That'll work.
And does a little 1-2 dance where she's like not dancing, she's just stepping. And
just
everybody
1 and 2. That's it.
She said, I'm in my 60s in platforms. I am only doing a 1 and a 2.
Now, if I see her do a duck walk, I know something. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was her doing her thing with her dancers, looking so great. I like her in yellow. Anyway. Next, we have Queen News Network. Now, I always love the news section. I'm going to tell you a little funny story real quick. When I was little, when all of us was little, it was a bunch of girls in the family and one boy, but he came where he was a baby, so he wasn't really involved on it. But my great-grandmother, she loved to watch the news all day, every day. We knew what time the news came on because in summertime, it was always over there, right? So we knew what time the news came on in the morning, afternoon, and night. And we had to take a nap or be quiet, eat something, just as long as we wasn't interrupting her in her news. She would stop cooking to watch any news. So after a while, we knew that SNL was like a comedy show. This is when I was just a little bit older, maybe 8 or 9. And she would hush us up so she can watch the news on SNL. And we started laughing like this isn't real news, but she didn't want to hear it. We had to be quiet. And the way she told us to be quiet or else we knew what we was going to get, if you know what I'm talking about. She needed us to hush. She thought that SNL news was real news.
So fun. Oh, wow.
For a while until she had to hear from an adult. She wouldn't trust no child because she thought we just wanted to watch something else besides the news. So it wasn't until I don't know how long she was thinking SNL news was real news, child. I will never forget that. We sometimes laugh about that from time to time whenever we get together, the cousins and whatnot. But girl, that was just so funny. Anyway, okay. So the news was really good. I really enjoyed Susie Too. Susie Too played like RuPaul's nanny from when she was little, and look, she, whatever. When RuPaul was little, right? Because back then it was he was he, so that's why I kind of got it mixed up. But anywho, the babysitter was playing on the fact that all of the sayings that RuPaul has or has implemented into the drag culture or just drag race as a whole, she pretty much made up. Like she was taught him how to drive at 5. So that's where the drag race came from, and how she caught him pleasing himself with a bottle of lotion. So of course that's saying if you can't please yourself,
if you can't love yourself,
you're not gonna love anybody else. So those sayings that he said, she had her whole explanation. It was just so funny. Can you think of any more? Because I can't.
No, I mean this was like a cross between Teresa Giudice and like Fran Drescher.
Yes, the nanny, the whole nanny bit. Yeah.
So
and her mother. Oh my god.
Funny and proving that she can do different and better makeup. I just still need the toot mug to evolve.
I mean,
I just do.
This right here was just okay, like fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, Susie Too just cleared everybody. I'm sorry. She deserved everything that she got during this episode. Yeah. I'm just saying.
She's the theater kid.
Was fun. It's always them damn theater kids.
She's the theater kid. She's the plasma.
Girl. And she came in with her robe and her cigarette in her hand, just. And not to say Lexi Love and Crystal Envy didn't do their thing also. They had some funny moments too with their segments And also they were kind of playing off of each other, giving each other insults, as they often do with the news segment on SNL. Again, brava to this episode. Just like with the cave episode, everything that was really good. Now, this thing I wasn't too happy with. And it wasn't just because Lydia didn't really give a great performance, but it was just kind of stale. It wasn't, well, I know she contributed, but it just was, it was a little stale in my opinion. I was maybe if they would have had a couple of more people in the room that kind of, more, it was supposed to resemble Golden Girls, like that Sophia in the chair, and now is that supposed to be Blanche or Dorothy? Because if she's related, wouldn't that be Dorothy character?
Yeah, but it was Blanche.
That's why I'm like, it just didn't add up to me. I mean, the doctor was cool, but this little fine self girl, little short thing, ain't he cute? Yeah, I was hoping maybe they would have had, maybe all the girls in there and they all had something funny to say, but that's just me.
Yeah, I did think this was a weaker of the episode, of the skits. But I also think that Acacia Forgot thinks she's better than she is. Like, I'm like, I hate to break it to you, but you're not. There are other queens that are more talented. She's just, I don't know. Like, it's just funny because, like, she's always kind of surprised that she doesn't do better or that she's in the bottom or whatever. And it's like, I am very curious to see what her polish looks like, because, she's not too many steps away from Joella Delusional.
I could see that.
Do you get what I mean? It's more subtle, but like, you're not like, there's nothing about you, ma'am, that like is going to elevate the whole situation in order to save it if you have a weakness.
Yes, I agree. I kind of got that too, but I was, it's like, yeah, you're all right.
Yeah, this was just a weaker, and they needed a really strong Sophia character to kind of gel it all together, and that's not what happened. It just didn't. It's just like, it's almost like when you bake something and you pull it out of the oven and it just didn't set.
Ooh, child! I hope they don't see this, because
I know. Sorry.
Ooh,
I know. Acacia gets her feelings hurt too. Like, she was really, really upset about Selena S. Titties and Monet's pit stop review of her outfit. So then she posted under Selena S. Titties, I was really upset about the comments you made about my outfit until I saw like yours, and basically insinuating that the two of them are very similar in their outfits. And I wanted to be like, yeah, but Selena S. Titties looked really good. What's your excuse?
Oh, now I'm clutching my pearls. What outfit did Monet and Selena talk about?
When we get to the runway, I'll re-reference this conversation. How about that?
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have to watch Pit Stop again because I must have missed that one. But I do recall a bet that Monet lost.
Yes. No, it's well, I mean, just a little side note. Selena looked excellent, don't we think, on the pit stop?
She does, and
she looked great.
I don't want to say just because she lost weight, but the weight did add a factor. She looked wonderful.
The hair was herring, like all of it. You know what I mean? But if you do take a look at it, the color of her dress and the big shoulders was very similar in theory to Acacia Forgot's runway. The difference is Selena looked polished. You did not. Anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Thanks for that tidbit. And if you haven't watched the pit stop, please watch it. Very good. Monet Exchange and Selena S. Titties. Selena is a home girl. I think she's East LA, right? She's real down home, Mexican bred. She is Mexican, right?
No, she's not. She's I think she's I forget where they came from. Somewhere else. They came through Mexico. No. Her drag was very identified. she actually, I guess, came from Northern California, but what she said she'd come down every summer to LA where all of her family was, and like be like completely saturated and immersed in like Mexican swap meet like culture. So like, yeah, so you weren't far off. It's just a little bit of adaptation that happened.
Well, Latinx, Spanish, all that good shit, you know. But East
LA representative for sure now. Definitely.
Very much so. And big ups to her. So we're gonna get into what we all love, all the runway of it all. And oh Lord, I forgot the name. What did I call
Tickle Me Pink. Tickle Pink.
Me Pink. Yeah.
Tickle Pink. Tickle Pink. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna show this a little bit more of RuPaul that I really love. This outfit. I'm gonna go from the bottom. You see how it's kind of draping down, and she got this bikini thing. It was a sheer.
I know.
Like,
so much better than last episode. Ross wants their outfit back. TJ Maxx, grandma going to your graduation. That's how bad that last runway was.
Since season 17 opened, this is the best RuPaul has looked.
100. This is really
cool. I
love
this. Oh, look at it one more time. From the bottom all the way to the top. Yes.
I don't know if I love this hair super much, but like, no, this was fantastic, especially considering how bad last episode the runway was.
Beautiful. So, of course, our judges, Michelle Visage, looking great. I think they had a play on how big her shoulders were, and then Ross said, "Are they big or just hairy or something to the point?"
Yeah. And
of course, Ross, he was on this episode. He had a lot to say. That was funny. And I forgot his name, child. The cutie patootie, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I don't remember. Some of these judges, y'all are just challenging us to know who they are.
But he is an actor in things. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen him around. I forgot his name, child. But to start it off, we have On Your Nerve. Yes, I think she said this is made of tennis shoes all over the place. Child, really? Tennis shoes? I like the boot.
Yeah, I agree it needed big giant hair coming out the back. Like a big old pony, like, crazy hair.
Yeah, hawk or something.
Yes, volume. Yeah, because the curves on this body and the way you're relying on it, I really needed that for proportion balance.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, the outfit works, but I'm like, okay, I really like the boot part.
Yeah, it wasn't to me like a knockout because he was really missing proportion with hair.
Yes. And next we have Corey King. It was I am just not happy. I chose Corey as a front runner, and we're getting a Barbie, Paris
Hilton.
And that was pretty much it.
Underwhelmed yet again. Corey, this is like brunch outfit, cute drag queen at the club. This isn't runway drag race ready.
Yeah, it was like, okay, I'm sorry, Corey. We got to get that together. Harmona Lisa brought it together. I mean, pink is her signature, as she mentioned, and just beautiful.
Yes, but I will say this is the exact same shape of the dress she made on the Goldfish runway.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Clock that T.
Some similar silhouettes and notes here. She was pretty, but I've already seen this.
Speaking of already seen this, I mean, the hair, is she just going to paint it different colors? Because we didn't see it white, we didn't see it blonde, now we seeing it pink. It's the same hair she's using.
I didn't like the boa with the outfit, like the different shades of pink. Like, no, I love Sam. She looks like Linda Evangelista to me, but no, this is not good.
I think her shoe should have been at least the same color as the boa, because you usually want to have the same shoe color as your accessories.
And you have all this ostrich feathers, like as that weird little showgirl headdress, but that doesn't look like a showgirl wrap that you have with this fur thing. Like, it's all pick what you're gonna be.
Yeah,
no, it didn't work.
Maybe if the shoe was that light pink, it would have been Still, it's the same, you know.
It's not horrible, but it's not great.
Right. Jewel Sparkles in her adaptation of
cute. This fit better than some of her others. I thought this was cute. Some of these girls are playing with a long crotch because they want that real high cut. You know what I mean? Like that French cut. But it's like when you're padding to hide, a lot of different things, you got to be careful as to how long your pelvis looks.
True.
But this was cute. I thought it was a cute take on a dress, the way she made it look like a dress and then walked,
I like the hat.
This is a little pimpish, like gone wrong. Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm saying Prince would kind of be like, you're biting off my look.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Little Puss in Boots. I get it.
Crystal Envy. I really like this, y'all. I really like this. I think it was made of rubber or something, or some material that's not the norm. I really like Crystal Envy's creativity. So far, so good. I don't think she's done anything wrong, or she has. It's been I don't remember, but she's been coming very good lately. She's been not on the bottom at all. She's doing her doggone thing. I think I got some boots similar to that. Maybe not the highest platform, but I have some cream colored lace up. Anyway, this ain't about me. We're talking about. And I just wanted to showcase because I really, really like this, as you can tell.
No, I think Crystal's a solid queen, right? She's proven she can act, she can take over and get something together. She was really funny as that tumbleweed. She's had some real high notes on the runway, but she's also had some low. Like, I was not impressed with that doll dress she wore when it was the mask runway. There's something about her that's kept her from being in the spotlight, but I feel like she's going to get her wins when we do the Rusical and some other things, you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
I mean, I kind of always remember that, like, I feel like they pace out who wins what when they're all, when you have that mid-level group of queens that is going to go to the second half. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like she will. There's plenty more people to cut before her. So I feel like they're conserving her wins. But I thought this was a clever outfit, and I liked it. I think this was the first runway of hers where I'm like, no. I'm sorry. The quilted one, she looked amazing. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, but this is cute. This is good. This is good. Bravo.
And this is also what they brought with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's proven to be a solidly talented queen.
Yes. Next, we got Lexi Love, your favorite, coming through with a cheetah-inspired Pinky Tuscadero.
Somebody brought up they wish the shoes, I think it was Monet maybe, that she wished the shoes were the same color, and I agree. I wish they were black or magenta. I think she's trying to pick up that there is light pink in this, but it didn't work for me.
It's not enough pink for that shoe to stand out. It stood out in the wrong way.
Right, I agree. She's a beautiful queen. I think this is an interesting, cool look. The note that I'd say is the shoes just took me out of it.
And next we got Susie too, baby. The clown makeup worked.
RuPaul loves Jimbo. RuPaul loves a sense of clownery. She does.
And it wasn't so Betty Boop as Michelle described, but it did work with what she brought. And the clown was a little more, in my opinion, I recognized it wasn't so clownish, but more of a runway look. It had some elements rather than just being a clown. It had some,
Yeah. I think my biggest criticism of Susie too so far is that her runways are kind of a hot mess. I think that this could have been more fashion and elevated a little bit into like a gown or something. But I feel like she's an extremely talented queen. They're just is missing. It's a little too theatery for me, too theater kid, because it's missing that level of like individual style that drag and a drag queen persona brings to the table. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of coolness I feel like is missing. Some like, I don't know, like self-curation of a really like cutting, like of a style that other queens have done better.
Now, speaking of self-curation, how about coming in as a penis child? Really?
Well, she said she had a dirty sense of humor.
And here is how you can really see that fit out, where, you know, the testicles at the bottom,
I mean,
the shaft, and then the top. Just, girl, really? She said she made it. It wasn't like she brought it. Well, she brought it, but she said she made this. It wasn't made for her.
She made, I think, all of her costumes.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, I almost feel like Lydia's a little young for me, and like she falls into the diabetes crystal method. Like she falls into a different camp. I mean, I thought this had some humor. I get it. RuPaul likes kind of some of this dumb humor. Was it my favorite outfit? No, but it wasn't my least favorite of her outfits. So, you know.
Now, the one thing I was like, girl, really, you gonna do that? Was the way it was positioned, where I think she said something like her body was the veins of it, or what did she say? Like she was the veins in the inner part. I'm like,
I
girl,
don't know,
really?
something more graphic than I needed to know. Honestly, I mean, like, this is a gag outfit, you know what I mean? And it was kind of like borderline, like totally didn't work, but like it somehow did. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the next one was very interesting, since we're talking about photos. Acacia forgot, child. Really? That's what we're doing?
Take that wig off and burn it. It's not even a good mullet. Like, if it's going to be a mullet, have it have volume and be like a real mullet. You have these giant shoulder pads, and then you have this flat mullet.
Very interesting, if you ask me. I'm just saying, like,
Jem is furious. Jem in the hologram said, "Don't you even try to reference me, bitch." This is like weird 80s cheesy movie like Battlestar Galactica. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. And I understand she's an 80s queen, but like, you know, I'm just not impressed.
Yeah, it wasn't, wasn't the best. I was hoping for something just a little different from Acacia Forgot. It was very forgettable. Sorry.
I don't have high expectations at this point.
I think we all want to forget about this Acacia. And this is the outfit. If you guys tuning in now, we were discussing Pit Stop earlier with Monet Exchange and Selena S Titties, where they were talking about this outfit right here, where it was not overwhelming, and Acacia gave a little feedback on insulting Selena's looks, and
no, Selena looked way better. Check out the Pit Stop. You all will agree. The only thing they had in common was color and big shoulders.
Speaking of big shoulders, next we got Lingerie, give her a little Bo Peep moment in all her pink. I thought this was very pretty, very, little Bo Peepish. I loved everything about it. Just in my opinion, I really, really liked it. What do you think?
Her mug. Look at her. Ooh, just stunning with all that like rose gold shimmer. Like, surprise. She looks amazing. Not surprised, right? I thought the bottom of the hoop was a little weird. That was something that came up on the Pit Stop, and I agree. But otherwise,
what's wrong?
It's just like a little too hoop skirty, Like, when she walked, it looked a little weird. But I think, she's a beautiful queen and can pretty much wear anything. This was not my favorite of hers, but it was good.
All right, Lana. Well, at the end of all of this, right, of course, we're going to find out the winners, the losers, the tops, and the bottoms of this Drag Race season 17, episode 5. So they've come to all of their conclusions, and drumroll, 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 drumroll. Susie Toot won for the top queen with all of her, what do you call, with everything that she gave for this episode. Do you think they made a good decision?
I do. I do think Susie Toot was definitely probably in the top as far as that goes.
Oh, you know what? There's one queen I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. RAERAEs. Now, after Lana Jarre, we have RAERAEs looking like she's looking kind of devilish, don't you think? I don't know. It was little.
She is an amazing runway, because an amazing seamstress, creating cool looks. I get her style. I appreciate it. It always is amazing. She has brought a standard to each runway that I can always admire. It's not always my favorite one, but like I can never not say she doesn't look cool. But this was a lot of pink. I feel like it could have maybe used some different shades of pink in order to give it some depth and dimension.
Okay, for me, I love a one tone. I love it when it's just all one. And I've been actually looking for some outfits where it's one tone.
I do love monochrome. I do.
Yeah, I love this, but I can appreciate, again, all of what they bring. I just wasn't a fan of this. It was like, what was she trying to portray? Something specific or just?
I think like a devil girl, like flame, kind of like flames.
Okay.
No, I think to your point, and I agree with you. I really, really love a monochrome look, but I just feel like on the runway, how things can flatten out, right? Like, you really had to be paying attention to kind of see all the cutouts and like exactly what this was looking like. And I thought the pants were a little kind of crazy short.
Yeah, I would have liked them to be to the floor.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, this is kind of nitpicking stuff. Like, I think that she is a solid and excellent, creator, designer of outfits. I'll always hand her that. It just doesn't tend to like I'm also like, if I were going to be a drag queen, I wouldn't be a creature all the time like this either. So
right, I get it. Well, you guys, that was all of the queens giving what they gave for the runway of, again, remind me again, the pink, was it?
Tickle Pink.
Tickle Pink, yes. Everybody was Tickle Pink during this runway. So they're all deliberating, trying to figure out what's going on, and they come back with the winner. And the winner is Miss Susie Toot. Congratulations to her. This is her second win, and the girls are gagging. They just can't believe a clown won again. They really don't respect her.
Yep. Well, I think, she did a great job. It was clear she was kind of the biggest natural. It just is the one that popped. You know what I mean? She's definitely a theater kid. I think that's maybe where the last little bit of like disrespect comes from, because there's kind of missing that like fierceness about her. But she did who did way better. Who should have won? I couldn't tell you.
They kind of hate on Plasma too. It seemed like maybe there's some jealousy that they're more well-rounded in their entertainment skills. Maybe that's the choice, because both Plasma and Susie had their own, style and look to them. They weren't just the I guess the norm drag look. They had their own period piece look.
Right.
So maybe there's a little green going on. Somebody, maybe.
Well, I think I mean, there's definitely a group of there is a little green, but like I hated Plasma's makeup too. I just think there's different camps, of like drag queens, and I feel like theater kids often don't get enough respect. Jinx Monsoon is another theater kid. You know what I mean?
Oh man, Jinx.
Yeah. and she's polished to high hell. But if you had seen her on her first episode, if you had seen her on her first season, you'd be. I'm gonna find a picture and send it to you. The roughage.
Well, listen, they show RuPaul season 1, and
right, true.
Everybody's looking better. And it's RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm just saying, no shade, but you know. But as long as Susie don't do what Plasma did and change up at the last minute doing something she ain't supposed to be doing.
That's right. It's the child. Yeah. They have another ball coming up where they have to make an outfit.
Don't do it. Susie, I think if you watch, that's what you don't stick to what you know. You got 2 wins. Stick to what you know.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Hello. Speaking of waterfalls, we're gonna get to the one who lost, child. So they had the battle of who lost. It was between Corey, King, and RAERAES, unfortunately. Overall, they didn't appreciate. They had the least to be appreciated for this runway plus the RDR Live.
You mean Lydia, right?
Sorry, Lydia. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Corey because I was disappointed. Thank you, Lydia. Lydia B. Collins. Thank you. Lydia was the one who portrayed the Sophia Petrillo character with her and Acacia. We're in the doctor's office, you guys.
Yeah.
And it didn't come over too well. Like I said, I wish they would have had some other people in the room kind of mimicking how they all would go to the doctor's office, because they all would go. You would see Rose, Blanche, Dorothy in there with Sophia. And of course, Blanche was the part that Acacia was playing with the overt sexual tension that she's giving the doctor and everything. So that was, pretty much sealed it for Lydia, even though her one way was cute, and also, it was just wasn't as pleasing. And RAERAES, her role specifically as the cave person, didn't really, come over too well. So they just said, well, these were the least, fulfilling drags this episode, so we're just gonna put them at the bottom. I thought it was apropos. I mean,
it was fair.
Maybe Corey could have been in there. Was that Freudian thoughts of mine? But
no, I think Corey could have too.
Yeah, I think she was close.
I think they're waiting to do a Corey Lydia lip sync off to have the drama of Corey sending her boo thing home, or maybe the vice versa. I don't know.
Child, that'll be something, because they was all gagged when RAERAES was chosen. No, not RAERAES. Yeah, RAERAES was chosen, child, because she was the one who lives off in the lip sync. That lip sync was almost as good as what's the people with we always refer back to Anitra, and it was exciting.
I was gonna say, oh no way. There's nobody was doing any kind of, what it was? It was so interesting to see Lydia come alive. Like,
that's what I mean, the excitement of it all,
the spark. And it was a surprise, like, excuse me, little Lydia. And then RAERAES was just having a meltdown. Just that back jump, and she was literally mimicking the energy of Lucky Stars, except she kept her shoes on.
I was pleased because I was thinking, what are they about to do? But they shocked me. They did really good. But they meaning the judges thought, well, RuPaul thought,
yes,
Lydia Butthole Collins did better. And again, they were gagged that RAERAES was about to have to chug that lever over there to see about the Bodonkadunk. So, it was what it was. Lydia B. Collins was safe. She was shocked too. She was over there shaking like a crap game.
Yep.
And they sang to Boogie Wonderland. If you don't know, put it on iTunes or play it on some whatever. The song is hot. It came out late 70s, I think. Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Emotions. Child, I used to like the song when I was little. Oh, I used to love this song so much. It was always something to dance to. Just it's a really good song to dance to. But yeah, Ariete lost and she had to do the Bodonkadunk challenge and just to figure out what the secret was, it was just so obvious, right? I was like, yeah, 17. So she pulled lever 1, and that's what got her saved. But y'all,
I was ready. I needed another.
17, duh. One, and it was, you only had 2 chances to win. Man, if I was smarter than I am, I probably would.
I know. I did not catch on to that already. I felt so dumb. I needed another heifer to go home, though. I wasn't ready for someone else to be saved. I'm sorry. I felt the same. I like Ariete. I would love. I'm invested to see other runways, but that's about it. Like, no, I wasn't ready for this. Although I do think it's really funny that Monet now owes Diabetti $1,000.
That was on a previous pit stop that they referenced talking with her and Selena. So y'all, don't forget to watch Pit Stop with Monet X Change and Selena STDs. We got a 2 or 3 different tea spilling on that episode. But yeah, I love this episode. It was so good. If you haven't watched Untucked, child, watch Untucked, because they was giving the girls the blues. Ariete was giving them the blues. Hormona Lisa was giving the blues. What's her name? Susie 2 had to set half a straight. She was reading the room, child. It was going down. Go watch it.
They said this is an emotional cast. They are right.
Well, any last words? Because I'm all excited. My voice is all high and everything.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Just thank you for being entertaining. What episode was this? What
5.
5? Okay, well, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but usually they piss me off somewhere around 6 or 7. They do something that I'm like, and the hand of production has come in and messed things up. So we shall see.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm enjoying this season so far.
I just can't wait to get to this wet look. Like I said, we need to see wetter is better. Well, what's about to be wet about it besides, because the Bodonkadunk is done. Moving forward, every week somebody's gonna get eliminated.
Yep.
So how is it gonna be wetter and better moving forward? I can't wait to see that part of the show. Yes, y'all, I'm excited. My voice is all high and everything. I'm about to drink some water to cool down. But yes. Okay, so I don't have anything left for this episode. Do you?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's the end, y'all. Hope you enjoyed our review. We're going to keep coming back at you week after week. We got about 6-7 more weeks left of this season. I think they end around 11 or 12 or whatever the case may be. Now, before we go, besides sharing your thoughts and talents with me on Drag Race and also Southern Charm episodes, where can everybody find you?
You can catch me on Alexander Rogers' channel. We are, I think, about to do a red carpet. It's award season now that we've made it through the fires. Hallelujah. Yes. I think we're going to be doing a red carpet roast of the Grammys here pretty soon. And you can also catch me on Instagram, psychic_ELB, or you can hit me up with the DMs if you'd like a psychic reading.
Yes, please do, y'all. Don't forget, psychic_ELB. The name is going to be up there, and also at psychic_ELB. Don't forget that. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share. And we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all. All day.